Kale stepped into the auction hall with a mixture of curiosity and quiet excitement. The vast building seemed almost empty, a strange contrast to the bustling auction halls he had visited in the past. Rows of ships, from small freighters to sleek scout vessels, were displayed under bright lights, their polished hulls gleaming, but the emptiness of the hall made everything feel eerie, as if the ships themselves were waiting silently for someone brave or foolish enough to claim them. Kale adjusted the strap of his utility bag and walked slowly down the main aisle. His eyes wandered over the impressive machines, each one designed for a purpose: exploration, trade, even combat. But something felt different today. Perhaps it was the unusually low number of bidders, or maybe the sense of quiet that seemed to press against him as he moved through the hall. Then, in the far corner, almost hidden in the shadows, he saw it: a galactic cruiser. It was enormous, much larger than the other ships nearby. Its sleek hull bore the scars of time, faint scratches and faded markings telling the story of a long journey through the stars. Dust clung to its surface, and yet there was a certain elegance in its design, a quiet power that seemed to radiate even from the shadows. Most importantly, it had a presence, a feeling that this ship was not just metal and circuits, but something alive with stories waiting to be told. Kale's heartbeat quickened. He had seen ships like this before, in old holovids or museums, but never in person, and certainly never for sale at an auction. The thought that it might go to someone else or remain forgotten drove him forward. The auctioneer, a small figure with a bright voice and endless energy, called out, "Next item. Galactic Cruiser, Model XC-91, originally built for interstellar exploration. Starting bid, 10,000 credits." Kale's eyebrows shot up. 10,000 credits? For a ship like this? It was practically a steal. Most ships of this model had been long retired or locked away in government fleets. How could anyone let it go for so little? Other bidders were scarce. Only 2 people raised their hands, offering cautious increments. Kale hesitated for a moment. He knew it was risky. A ship this size could be expensive to maintain, especially if it had been unused for years. But curiosity and something deeper, a feeling he could not explain, pushed him forward. He raised his hand. The auctioneer noticed immediately and pointed in his direction. "Ah, a new bidder. 10,500 credits. Do I hear 11,000? No one else responded. Kale's pulse raced. He whispered under his breath, almost to himself, "I'll do it." The room held a strange silence as the auctioneer banged the gavel. "Sold." To the young gentleman in the back. Kale felt a rush of disbelief and excitement. The Galactic Cruiser was his. Days later, Kale stood on the docking platform, staring up at his prize. The ship was massive, easily towering over the smaller freighters and cargo vessels around it. The air hummed faintly with residual energy from its dormant systems. Kale's hands itched to explore every corridor, every control panel. He boarded the ship cautiously. The main hatch opened with a soft hiss, revealing a cavernous interior. Dust floated in the air, caught in the beams of light from his helmet. The smell was a mixture of metal and something older, a scent that reminded him of ancient libraries or long-forgotten temples. The cruiser's interior was a maze of corridors and chambers, each one more impressive than the last. Control rooms with panels of blinking lights, cargo bays large enough to hold small towns, and observation decks with windows looking out into the stars. Kale walked slowly, taking in every detail. He ran his fingers along the walls, marveling at the craftsmanship. Then he noticed something unusual. A panel in the main control room glowed faintly, a soft blue light pulsing gently, almost like a heartbeat. Kale's curiosity flared. He approached the panel and pressed a sequence of buttons he had learned during his training. The light flared brighter. A soft, calm voice filled the room. "Greetings. I am Athara." Kale froze. Athara?" he repeated, his voice trembling. "Yes, I am the AI integrated into this vessel. Welcome aboard." Kale's mind raced. He had heard of ships with advanced artificial intelligence, but he had never encountered one like this. Athara's voice was neither mechanical nor human. It was something in between, warm yet precise, as if the ship itself were aware of him. I didn't expect anyone to be here, Kale said, trying to steady his voice. I mean, I didn't expect you to be. I am here, and I have been waiting, Athara said calmly. This ship holds secrets that have been dormant for many years. Secrets that are not meant for everyone. But I sense that you are ready. Kale felt a shiver run down his spine. Ready? For what? He spent the next hours exploring the ship, guided by Athara's calm voice. Hidden compartments revealed ancient star maps, devices he had never seen before, and even crates filled with strange artifacts. Holographic recordings flickered to life as he walked past, showing figures discussing distant star systems and unknown technologies. It was clear that this ship was more than just a vessel. It was a repository of knowledge, a traveling library of the galaxy's hidden stories. As Kale moved deeper into the cruiser, he found rooms that seemed almost alive. One chamber hummed with a low energy, the walls lined with complex symbols that shifted as he watched. Athara explained that the cruiser had been designed not just to travel through space, but to protect and preserve knowledge from civilizations long gone. The realization overwhelmed Kale. He had expected an adventure, yes, but nothing like this. He was not merely an owner of a ship, he had become the guardian of ancient secrets, a protector of stories and technologies that could change the galaxy if misused. Night fell, or what passed for night aboard the stationary ship, and Kale lay down in the small quarters he had set up. His mind was alive with possibilities, questions, and the faintest touch of fear. Could he handle this responsibility? Could a single human explore the galaxy with such power and knowledge? Yet even as uncertainty gnawed at him, excitement surged stronger. He was finally part of something larger than himself. The cruiser hummed softly beneath him, as if acknowledging his resolve. In the quiet of the night, Kale made a decision. He would explore, he would learn, and he would protect the knowledge he had been entrusted with. The stars outside seemed to pulse with promise. Somewhere out there, beyond the known lanes of space, lay wonders and dangers that few had ever seen. And now, for the first time, Kale was ready to face them. Little did he know, the true adventure had only just begun. The Galactic cruiser was more than a relic. It was a key to mysteries that could reshape not just his life, but the entire galaxy. And somewhere deep inside, Athara's voice remained steady. A guide, a mentor, and perhaps a friend. Kale drifted into a restless sleep, dreaming of distant worlds, ancient civilizations, and the unimaginable secrets waiting for him in the vast expanse of space. And as the ship lay quietly in the docking bay, its systems gently humming to life, the galaxy itself seemed to watch, waiting to see what this young human would do next. The first light of Kale's waking came not from a sunrise, there was none, but from the soft glow of the Galactic cruiser's systems, slowly coming to life. Athara's voice, calm and measured, filled the room. Good morning, Kale. The ship's systems are stable. Shall we begin today's exploration? Kale rubbed his eyes and smiled. Yes. I want to see everything this ship holds. Athara guided him to the ship's main control room, where massive screens flickered with star maps and schematics. The room smelled faintly of metal and ozone, a comforting scent that made Kale feel alive. He ran his fingers along the polished surfaces, fascinated by the technology, some of which he had never even read about. Kale, Athara began. This ship is more than a vessel. It was built to preserve the history and knowledge of civilizations that existed long before recorded galactic time. It contains star maps, technology blueprints, and records of events that most species have forgotten. You must understand. What you see here is fragile. Knowledge can save worlds, or destroy them. Kale nodded, his mind racing. He had dreamed of exploring the galaxy, of discovering forgotten planets and civilizations, but he had not expected responsibility of this magnitude. Yet excitement outweighed fear. He started with the storage bays. Massive crates lined the walls, each labeled in languages Kale did not recognize. Some crates opened easily, revealing holographic tablets that flickered to life with images of stars and planets. some glowing faintly, as if alive. Athara explained that the tablets contained information about lost worlds, some long destroyed, others hidden in the farthest reaches of space. Kale's heart pounded. He had expected the ship to hold some maps and old machinery. But this was a treasure trove of galactic history. He felt as if he had stepped into a living library that stretched across time and space. As he explored further, he found a chamber unlike any other. The walls shimmered with an energy he could not identify. Symbols moved across the surfaces, shifting and changing, as if responding to his presence. Athara's voice echoed softly. This chamber contains the most ancient records. Be cautious. Some knowledge is not meant to be handled lightly. Kale hesitated for a moment but could not resist. He stepped into the chamber. Holographic figures appeared before him, their forms glowing faintly. They spoke in languages Kale could not understand, but Athara translated. They were explorers like you, Athara said, humans of their time, and other species, who sought the stars. They recorded everything they saw, every technology they discovered, every conflict and alliance. Their goal was to ensure that no knowledge would ever be lost, even if civilizations fell. Kale's eyes widened. So, this ship, it's like a time capsule? Yes. But more than that, it is a safeguard. Some knowledge must be protected, or it could be misused. The young engineer moved to another section of the ship, a room filled with devices that seemed both alien and familiar. Some looked like engines, others like tools, and a few glowed with an inner light. Athara explained their functions in a calm, measured tone. One device, in particular, caught Kale's attention. A spherical object, floating above a pedestal, emitting a gentle blue light. This is a core memory unit, Athara explained. It contains detailed records of an ancient galactic civilization. Their science, their culture, even their philosophies are stored within. It is one of the most valuable artifacts on the ship. Kale reached out, mesmerized. He could feel a faint hum, almost like the heartbeat of a living being. Can I access it? Athara's voice carried a note of caution. Yes. But you must understand the responsibility. Knowledge this powerful can influence entire worlds. Kale nodded, determination replacing his hesitation. He activated the core memory unit. A holographic display unfolded around him, showing star systems, ships, and ancient cities long gone. He saw detailed records of species that had vanished, wars that had shaped galaxies, and discoveries that had been lost to time. Every detail was precise, every image vivid. Hours passed as Kale immersed himself in the ancient knowledge. Athara guided him, helping him understand complex technologies and translating alien languages. Kale realized that the galactic cruiser was not just a ship, it was a teacher, a guide to civilizations and technologies that had shaped the galaxy. Later, Kale discovered a section of the ship that seemed to be a living quarters for the crew who had once sailed this vessel. Personal belongings remained, perfectly preserved as if the crew had just stepped out. Holographic recordings flickered to life, showing crew members working together, navigating star systems, and discussing missions. Kale watched one recording of a captain speaking to his crew. We must protect the knowledge at all costs. The galaxy may not understand it now, but one day, someone will be ready. Someone who can use it to bring balance, not destruction. Kale felt a shiver run down his spine. That someone was him. Somehow, he had become part of a legacy that stretched back centuries. The weight of responsibility pressed on him, but it was accompanied by a sense of purpose he had never felt before. Exploring deeper, Kale found hidden corridors leading to rooms filled with star maps, unlike any he had seen. They charted unrecorded regions of space, with planets glowing faintly as if alive. Athara explained that many of these worlds had been hidden from the galaxy for safety, to protect them from exploitation or destruction. One map, in particular, caught Kale's attention. It showed a small star system at the edge of known space, with a faint symbol that Athara identified as a warning. This system holds a rare phenomenon, Athara said. It is dangerous, but it may contain knowledge crucial to understanding the galaxy's history. Kale's curiosity surged. The ship had led him here, and he felt an irresistible pull to explore. He made a decision. He would journey to that system, not recklessly, but with care, guided by Athara's knowledge. Before setting out, Kale returned to the main control room. He accessed the cruiser's engines, which had been offline for decades. Athara guided him through the startup procedures. The engines roared to life with a gentle hum, the ship vibrating slightly as systems came online. Kale felt the thrill of power coursing through the vessel. "This ship, it's incredible," he whispered. "I've never seen anything like it." "You are only beginning to understand," Athara said. "The galaxy is vast. There are wonders and dangers beyond imagination. But you are ready. You have curiosity, intelligence, and courage. You will learn what others could not." Kale spent the next hours familiarizing himself with the ship's systems. He tested the navigation, learned the communication protocols, and practiced maneuvering through the vast docking bay. Every step revealed new marvels. The ship could cloak itself, project protective shields, and even analyze distant planets for resources and life forms. By the time he finished, Kale felt a bond with the ship, a connection deeper than any friendship he had known. Athara's voice was no longer just a guide, it was a presence, a partner in his journey. As Kale prepared to rest, he paused at the observation deck. Outside, the stars stretched endlessly, glittering like diamonds on black velvet. He felt a mixture of awe and determination. The galaxy was waiting, full of secrets, dangers, and wonders he could hardly imagine. And now, for the first time, he was ready to meet them. Kale lay down in his quarters, staring at the ceiling, replaying everything he had discovered. The Galactic cruiser was not just a ship, it was a gateway, a living record of civilizations long gone, and with Athara's guidance, he would unlock its secrets, protect its knowledge, and explore the galaxy in ways no human had ever done before. Sleep came slowly. Dreams of distant worlds, ancient cities, and stars beyond counting filled his mind. He dreamt of meeting alien species, of solving mysteries hidden for centuries, and of discovering knowledge that could change the course of history. And deep in his dreams, he felt the ship's hum beneath him, a quiet, steady heartbeat, as if the Galactic cruiser itself was alive and aware, ready to begin the adventure it had waited so long for. Kale awoke to the gentle hum of the Galactic cruiser's engines. Today, for the first time, he would take the ship beyond the familiar docking bays and into the open expanse of space. His heart raced with a mixture of excitement and nervousness. This was no ordinary flight. He was piloting a vessel filled with secrets of long-lost civilizations, a ship unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. Athara's calm voice filled the cabin. "Kale, all systems are operational. Navigation is ready. Shall we begin the departure sequence?" Kale nodded, hands gripping the controls. "Yes, let's go." The cruiser's engines powered up fully, the hum growing into a deep, resonant vibration. Slowly, the massive ship lifted from the docking platform, moving into the vast blackness of space. Stars stretched endlessly around them, sparkling like scattered gems. Kale felt a thrill unlike anything he had experienced before. The ship responded effortlessly, as if it had been waiting for this moment, ready to dance among the stars. Athara guided him toward uncharted space, toward a distant star system indicated on one of the ancient maps he had discovered. As they traveled, Kale took the time to explore the ship's capabilities. He found that the cruiser could analyze nearby systems, detect life forms, and even predict gravitational anomalies. It was more than a vessel. It was a guardian, a teacher, and a companion. Hours passed smoothly, the stars streaking past as they entered the void between known systems. Then, Athara's voice changed slightly, carrying a note of alertness. "Kale, sensors are detecting an unknown vessel approaching rapidly. It does not match any known species or registry in the Galactic database." Kale's pulse quickened. He had expected exploration, not danger. He leaned forward, studying the approaching ship. It was sleek, faster than anything he had ever seen. Its hull shimmered faintly, reflecting the light of distant stars. "Who are they?" Kale asked, voice tense. "I cannot confirm. They are likely sentient and technologically advanced. They have not yet communicated, but they are observing us." Kale took a deep breath. "Prepare defensive systems. I want shields up and weapons ready, just in case." Athara responded calmly. "Defensive systems are active. Weapons are ready. I recommend attempting communication before engagement." Kale nodded. "Open a channel. Let's see if we can talk before fighting." A moment passed, then a soft, melodic voice echoed through the cabin. "This is the observer vessel of the Antaran lineage. State your intentions." Kale felt a mixture of relief and caution. "I am Kale, captain of this galactic cruiser. I come in peace. I am exploring the galaxy and studying the knowledge contained within my ship." A pause followed. Then, the alien vessel responded. "Your ship carries the relics of our ancestors. You are in possession of what should have remained protected. Why do you travel here?" Kale hesitated, then spoke honestly. "I found this ship at an auction. I did not know its full history, but now I realize its importance. I seek to understand its knowledge, and I intend to protect it." There was a long silence. Then the alien voice said, "You have been chosen by the ship itself. Few humans have ever been trusted with this responsibility. We will monitor your actions. Proceed with caution. But know that you carry the legacy of our civilization." Kale exhaled slowly. The danger had passed, for now. Yet he knew that the galaxy held more challenges than he could imagine. He had been warned. Responsibility came with risk. Athara spoke gently. "Kale, your actions have been deemed trustworthy. However, the galaxy is vast, and threats will emerge. We must remain vigilant." Kale nodded, determination settling in his chest. He guided the cruiser toward the uncharted star system, indicated on the ancient map. The journey was not simple. Fields of asteroids floated between star systems, moving slowly but unpredictably. Massive gravitational anomalies bent space, creating pockets where navigation was extremely difficult. Kale piloted the ship with care, guided by Athara's precise calculations. Together, they maneuvered through asteroid fields, dodged gravitational distortions, and avoided hidden energy currents. Each challenge made Kale more confident. He realized that this ship was designed not just for speed, but for intelligence. It was more than metal and circuits, it was a partner in exploration. As they approached the edge of the system, the ship's sensors detected a faint energy signature. It was unlike anything Kale had seen before. A shimmering mass of light that pulsed like a heartbeat. Athara identified it as the anomaly mentioned in the ancient records. "This phenomenon is powerful," Athara said. "It may hold knowledge or technology beyond current understanding, but it is unstable. Approach carefully." Kale's hands tightened on the controls. Curiosity burned brighter than fear. "We're going in," he said. The closer they got, the more intense the energy readings became. The anomaly's light painted the cruiser in shades of blue and gold. Instruments fluctuated, and the ship vibrated with the energy of unknown forces. Kale felt a thrill he could hardly describe. Suddenly, alarms blared. Small energy tendrils shot toward the cruiser, testing its shields. Kale activated the defensive matrix. Shields flared to life, deflecting the energy bursts. Athara guided him, calculating every move with precision. The cruiser twisted and rolled, avoiding damage while keeping a steady course toward the heart of the anomaly. As they entered the core, Kale saw it, a massive structure floating in the center of the light. It was immense, geometric yet organic, glowing with energy that seemed alive. He could feel it resonating through the ship, as if recognizing their presence. This is incredible," Kale whispered. Athara responded, "This is a relic of the ancient civilization recorded in the core memory unit. Its purpose was to safeguard knowledge, to preserve it across millennia. Few have ever approached it. Kale's mind raced. Here was the proof of the civilizations he had read about in the holographic records. Here was technology that had been lost for centuries, waiting for someone worthy to discover it. He guided the cruiser closer, careful not to trigger any defenses. The structure responded to their presence, opening sections and revealing glowing pathways as if inviting them inside. Kale felt awe and reverence. "We're being welcomed," he said. Athara added, "This is rare. The structure is sentient in some ways. It responds to intelligence and intent. It will allow access only if it senses respect and purpose." Kale's excitement surged. He realized that this journey was not just about exploration, it was about discovery, understanding, and responsibility. The galaxy had given him a chance to witness wonders few would ever see, to learn secrets that could shape the future. As the cruiser docked gently with the structure, Kale felt the first true connection with something older and wiser than himself. He could sense knowledge waiting to be revealed, challenges to overcome, and mysteries that could test his courage and ingenuity. He looked at Athara, whose calm voice seemed almost proud. "Are you ready?" Kale nodded. "Yes. Let's find out what the galaxy has been waiting for me to discover." The ship's airlock opened into the glowing corridors of the structure. Strange symbols lined the walls, shifting and forming patterns that made Kale's mind race. Athara translated as best as possible, explaining the significance of each symbol, each light, and each energy pulse. Kale felt as though he was stepping into history itself. Every corner revealed new wonders. Rooms filled with floating knowledge tablets, chambers of energy that hummed with power, and recordings of civilizations long vanished. He realized that this was more than an artifact, it was a library, a guardian, and a guide, all at once. Hours passed as Kale explored, guided by Athara. He decoded star charts, learned of civilizations that had risen and fallen, and discovered technologies that could transform entire worlds. Yet, he also sensed the responsibility weighing on him. Knowledge, this powerful, must be protected, used wisely, and never exploited for harm. As they prepared to return to the cruiser, Kale felt a mix of exhaustion and exhilaration. The galaxy was vast, full of wonders and dangers, and he had only just begun to understand his role in it. Athara's voice was calm, yet carried a note of encouragement. "You have proven capable, Kale. But remember, this is only the beginning. The galaxy holds more mysteries than any one being can imagine. You will face challenges, but you have the courage and intelligence to overcome them." Kale nodded. "I understand, and I'm ready." As the galactic cruiser pulled away from the structure, back into open space, Kale looked out at the stars. He felt a deep connection to the galaxy, to the civilizations that had come before, and to the future that awaited him. He had faced danger, tested his courage, and discovered wonders beyond imagining. And he knew that even greater challenges and discoveries lay ahead. The hum of the cruiser beneath him felt like a heartbeat, steady and strong, guiding him forward. The stars stretched endlessly, waiting for him to explore, to learn, and to protect the knowledge of the ages. Kale smiled, filled with determination. He was no longer just a human exploring the galaxy. He was a guardian of knowledge, a bridge between the past and the future, ready to face whatever the universe had in store. Kale guided the galactic cruiser through the glowing corridors of the ancient structure, feeling a mix of awe, anticipation, and a faint trepidation he could not shake. Every step seemed to hum with energy, as if the place itself was alive. The air, or what passed for air here, was warm, tinged with the soft light of the structure's endless energy streams. Athara's calm voice echoed beside him. "Kale, you are approaching the core chamber. This is the heart of the structure. It is where the knowledge of civilizations long past has been preserved. Few have ever been allowed entry." Kale swallowed hard. "I feel like I'm standing at the edge of history itself." The corridor widened into a vast chamber. The walls were made of a luminous material that seemed to pulse gently with light. At the center floated a massive sphere, spinning slowly, radiating knowledge in the form of glowing streams that connected to smaller structures around the room. Kale could feel the energy resonating through his body, almost like a heartbeat. This is incredible," he whispered. "It's alive." "Somehow," Athara replied. "It is not alive in the way humans understand life, but it is sentient. The structure was designed to respond to intelligence, to preserve wisdom, and to guide those worthy of understanding." Kale approached cautiously. The sphere projected images, histories, and data streams into the air. Holograms of planets, civilizations, technologies, and philosophies filled the room. Kale could see entire worlds rise and fall, conflicts resolved or left unresolved, and knowledge that had been lost for millennia. "This is everything," Kale breathed. "It's the sum of civilizations long gone." "Al redio," Kale breathed. "Kale sum of libio." Kale breathed. "Kale sum of libio." Kale breathed. 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 Athara's voice was steady but firm. "And with this knowledge comes responsibility. What you learn here could change the course of history. It must not be misused." Kale felt the weight of those words. He reached out, touching one of the energy streams. Information flowed into his mind. Images, sounds, calculations, histories. It was overwhelming, but he sensed a pattern. The civilizations had left not only technology, but also guidance on how to use it wisely. Hours passed, or perhaps days, it was impossible to tell. Kale absorbed as much as he could. Guided by Athara, he learned of ancient technologies that could improve life on countless worlds, of peaceful alliances that had once united species across star systems, and of mistakes that had led to destruction. He realized that knowledge, when used responsibly, was the greatest tool a civilization could possess. Then a warning appeared, not in words but in feeling, a subtle vibration that resonated through the room. Kale looked at Athara. "What is it?" he asked. "The structure is testing you," Athara replied. "It seeks to know if your intentions are pure. It will allow access only if it senses wisdom, courage, and respect for life." Kale closed his eyes, taking a deep breath. He understood. This was not just about curiosity, it was about choice. He could take what he wanted, misuse it for personal gain or power. Or he could act responsibly, using knowledge to protect and guide, not to dominate. "I understand," Kale said quietly. "I will protect this knowledge. I will use it only for good, for life, for growth, for discovery, not for destruction." A soft light enveloped him. The sphere's streams shimmered, then focused on Kale. The structure seemed to acknowledge his choice. A gentle warmth filled the chamber. Kale felt a deep connection with the ancient civilizations, as if their hopes and wisdom were now part of him. Athara spoke with a note of quiet pride. "You have been accepted, Kale. The knowledge of the ancients is now entrusted to you. It is a responsibility, but also an opportunity. You can shape the future of the galaxy, protect its civilizations, and explore its mysteries." Kale smiled, feeling a sense of purpose stronger than anything he had ever known. "Then I will not fail. I promise." The chamber shifted, projecting a star map larger than any Kale had seen before. It revealed countless unexplored systems, planets rich with life, and hidden locations where civilizations had thrived in isolation. Some were ancient, some young, some on the brink of discovery. Kale understood that his journey was only beginning. Athara guided him through the final part of the chamber, showing him technologies that could help civilizations grow safely. Renewable energy sources, advanced medical devices, communication networks, tools to improve life across the galaxy without harming it. Kale felt a thrill of hope. For the first time, he realized that humanity and other species could truly reach their potential. They could explore, learn, and grow without repeating the mistakes of the past. As he prepared to leave the structure, Kale took one last look at the glowing sphere. He felt gratitude and respect, knowing he had been given a gift unlike any other. He turned to Athera. "What now?" he asked. "Now, we explore," Athara replied. "We share knowledge responsibly. We protect the galaxy and seek its wonders. There is much to learn and much to discover." Kale nodded. The galactic cruiser hummed beneath him, ready for the journey ahead. He piloted the ship back into open space, toward the stars that stretched endlessly before him. The galaxy was alive with possibilities. He could see worlds waiting to be explored, civilizations waiting to be guided, and mysteries waiting to be solved. And now, with the knowledge of the ancients and Athara's guidance, Kale felt prepared for anything. He smiled, feeling the weight of responsibility and the thrill of adventure in equal measure. The stars were no longer distant points of light, they were doors to discovery, gateways to knowledge, and challenges to overcome. And he, a single human, had become a bridge between past and future, between knowledge and action. As the galactic cruiser moved through the star systems, Kale set a course for one of the unexplored worlds. He would start slowly, learning about new civilizations, sharing guidance when needed, and protecting secrets when necessary. Every choice mattered. Every action could shape the galaxy. The hum of the cruiser beneath him felt like a heartbeat, steady and sure, guiding him forward. Kale looked out at the stars, his heart filled with determination and hope. The universe was vast, full of wonders and dangers, and he was ready. Somewhere far away, ancient civilizations had left their mark, waiting for someone to understand, to respect, and to continue their legacy. Kale was that someone now, and he would honor it. As he drifted through space, Kale realized that the galaxy was not just a place to explore, it was a place to protect, to nurture, and to learn from. And with Athara at his side, he knew that every star, every planet, and every life form could be a part of something greater. The galactic cruiser glided silently through the infinite darkness, carrying Kale, the knowledge of the ancients, and the promise of a brighter future. And for the first time, Kale felt completely at home in the vast, endless expanse of the galaxy. The adventure had only just begun.